Hey, what is up everybody? In today's video, you are going to learn how to get a substring in JavaScript by using 3 different methods. Before we start, if you are interested in learning more about web development, consider subscribing to my channel and activate your bell notifications so when I upload a new video, you will get notified. In daily programming, we work with strings a lot, and getting a substring is one of the most common operations we do in JavaScript. In this video, we will see how to do that by using 3 different JavaScript methods such as slice, substring, and the substr methods. Firstly, let's define an example string here. Constant my string. I am learning JavaScript. Okay, so let's start with the substring method. The substring method basically gets a part of the original string and returns it as a new string. And it expects 2 parameters as the start index and the end index. The start index is the starting point of the substring and the end index is the ending point. Now, if we set the start index, let's say 0, and the end index as 10, for example, then we will get the first 10 characters of the original string as a substring. However, the ending index is optional, and if you set only a start index, or let's say 1 parameter, for example 5, then we get a substring starting from the 6th character of the original string till the end of the original string. So the second parameter is optional. Okay, let's continue with the second method, which is the slice method. The slice method can also be used in JavaScript arrays, which has a similar usage. I've explained that in another video on my channel. If you're interested, you can find it on the link. Okay, so the slice method is similar to the substring method, and it also returns a substring of the original string. And the slice method also expects 2 parameters as start and end index, which represents the starting point and the ending point of the substring. So let's define again a starting index as 0 and end index as 10. And as we can see, we got exactly the same result. So the common points of the substring and slice methods are that if we don't set an ending index, then we get a substring starting from the given index number till to the end of the original string. And secondly, if start index and end index is greater than the length of the original string, then it returns an empty string in both of them. Let's also see this on substring. Both of the start and end index are greater than the length, are much greater than the length, so they returned as an empty string. And let's talk about the differences now. One of the differences of the slice method is that if the start index is greater than the end index, then the slice method returns an empty string. However, on the substring method, if the start index is greater than the end index, then we can still get back a substring. Secondly, if the start index is a negative number, then the first character begins from the end of the string. You can think of like reversing the string. So if we give a number like, let's say, -6, then it will take the last 6 characters of the original string, which also can be useful sometimes. So the third method for getting a substring is the substr method. According to the Mozilla documents, this method is considered as a legacy function and the usage should be avoided. If you want to read it, I will put down the link on the description part below. But I will still shortly explain what it does because you might see it in older projects. The substr method also returns a substring of the original string and expects 2 parameters as from and the length. From is again the starting index, and length of the string, which takes the number of characters to be included. So let's define both of them as 5 and let's see what it returns. So as we can see, the substr method starts from the index number 5 which is L, and returned 5 characters because we defined the length as 5. However, if we don't define the second parameter, then it returns till the end of the original string like the other two methods do. Maybe an important thing also to mention about these 3 methods is that each of them return the substring as a new string and they don't change the original string. So after using these 3 methods, when I call my string, we can still get the full original string back. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button and thank you guys for watching.